How is everybody doing? Like that intro? Watching a bit of World of Warcraft Classic this morning. Wasn't understanding much of it because I was watching someone who's obviously been playing Warcraft for all of the 15 years this existed. So he was using a lot of shorthand and getting very pissy at people, as old school World of Warcraft players tended to do. And I think the lights worked first try, except now that one's stuck on. I don't think so. Hi, how's everybody doing? 4 minute numbers. Jambiz says, can't believe I'm actually able to catch you today. I usually have to wait to view you later. Hey, cool. Welcome. Yeah, the that globe right there. It's one of the IKEA ones. You can get it to work with Philips Hue, but sometimes it just gets stuck. Weird. Also, is the Garbo command not working again today? God damn it. This software is so flaky. It's just so annoying. Chat. Reactions. Nope. Garbo has deleted itself again. And police has turned itself off. Why? Why? Why would you do that? Let me add it. Garbo. Add a reaction, green alert, save, turn on for all users. There we go, that should work. What a piece of shit this software is. I need to take another look around, see if there's an alternative yet. And now the lights are stuck. That's fantastic. Actually, I know. Hang on a sec. What if we go... No, wait. What if I turn on the Twitch command for everybody? So now when the lights get stuck, you should be able to type ! Twitch and reset them. You ever indulge in escapism? I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that, but that's what gaming is for. So you don't have to think about real life. And a bar weeb gran on any bong to you too, Jason. And if I have to explain that reference to anybody, you don't belong here. Get out! Warden Pigs, how you doing? Calfador, Wood Up, Solaroon, 8. So many people streaming all at once. I'm sticking at the Montauk. Hey, nice. Yeah, by this time tomorrow morning, I'm going to stream again tomorrow. I don't usually stream on my Mondays, but I'm going to stream again tomorrow because of the Microsoft conference and a bunch of E3 stuff. Thank you, Paul, for the rainbow bit. Pride bit, I should say. Eating a post brunch. You're having ice cream for dessert after brunch. I envy you. I had McDonald's again for breakfast. Just a sausage McMuffin and a hash brown. I'm allowing myself slightly more carbs now. Verdict on the McDonald's coffee this morning is pretty good, actually. It's one of their better ones. Not bad. Not bad. Oh, give me a sec. Sorry. The zombies are starting to cram kill themselves, so I've got the Minecraft sitting at the zombie farm, so I'm just pumping up some levels. We'll get to that in a second. Where's the local brewery? Had... Really? How many levels am I getting here? There we go. Johnny Plays Live, rating with 8 in tow. Hey, how you doing? We're literally just starting. Haven't even started to play the game proper yet, which is why my face is here instead of the game. But welcome aboard. We're just waiting for... We're giving people a chance to turn up before we start doing things, basically. Thank you very much for the raid, and hello to the people you're dragging with you. What have you been playing this morning? Or this afternoon, depending on where your time zone is. It's morning for me still. Tolerance has just finished Destiny 2 earlier. Took 4 hours to speedrun. What do you mean finished? Like, did all the story content? Because that game's not supposed to have a finish, is it? Goodies from UK. Hello. Oh yeah, I was about to say it's about midnight there, but then you also said it's 0.4 in the morning. Being trying to raft with a friend. I was at that survival one. Yeah, where you're just literally on a raft in the middle of a big ocean. I haven't actually seen much of that gameplay. I did see someone I follow on YouTube this morning put up a video that said it's like Raft, but in the desert. So there's another survival game a lot like it, but set in a desert instead of on an ocean. I don't remember what that's called, but I suppose if you Googled for it, you might find it. If you're interested in that sort of thing. A story content next to the DLC stuff. These. Still playing Dragon Quest Builders. Waiting for the second one to come out. Yes. What have we got now? We got, call it 5 weeks. Maybe 6 weeks. What is the date on Dragon Quest Builders 2? Hitting the shelves. About a month and a half, let's say. Around about a month and a half. Ballpark. Time enough to play through Dragon Quest Builders, if you haven't already. First one. It's very good and very much worth playing. Christ, I was surprised I'm still awake. Only had roughly 3 hours sleep last night. Well, that's what I get on average anyway. It's probably a little bit more than that if I'm fair. But 4 hours is my usual. Been up since 3 AM today. I mean, I don't normally do much at that kind of time in the morning, but you know, just watch YouTube videos or stuff like that. It's July 12th. Okay. I figured it was around there. Like approaching the second week of July. Don't you just wish you could erase release dates? No, release dates are good. Give you something good to look forward to. I went to bed at 3 AM this morning. Trade you. Alright, so we've had a few people roll in. Let's actually switch over to the game. Start doing some things. So yeah, like I said, been over at the zombie farm stacking up some levels. When I came here I was about level 25. Just been passively doing this while I was watching another stream and preparing for today's stream. Because I need to enchant a new axe because I burnt through my other axe. Now we've got enough levels we can go. Still playing with ray tracing, as the title of the stream should suggest. But today I'm running it on a separate machine. Last week we ran the stream and the ray tracing on the same machine. And wasn't the smooth. I mean, it worked. Minecraft was running at close to 30 frames a second. And the stream was dropping a bunch of frames, but I was encoding at 60. And by the time it got to you guys, you never saw any difference in actual gameplay anyway. Check the recordings. It was pretty smooth. But today, I'm running. I'm moving my Minecraft save over to the separate machine, and we're getting reasonably consistent 45, depending on where I am in the world. Drops to about 30ish. In some more challenging situations, but yeah. So the machine I'm running on right now, just to give you an idea of what ray tracing does to Minecraft. I'm running at 1080p, as opposed to the 4K we're running last weekend as well. And I'm running it on a Ryzen 5 2600 with a 1080, a GTX 1080. It is one of MSI's Gaming X versions, which means it's got a sort of slight overclock out of the box, but yeah. So even with that comparatively modest gaming rig, Minecraft is working okay with the ray tracing shaders. Just finished watching last week's vlogs. Yeah, I managed to time the VOD uploads this week, so they finished just as we were ready for a new stream. So hopefully that was convenient for some of you. I was thinking about the scream for puns. What about using the zombie mode? Yeah, have the Minecraft zombie sound. Speaking of which, by the way, now that we're away from the mob farm, I need to turn hostile creatures back up so I can actually hear creepers this week, as opposed to last week where I got blown up twice by creepers I never even saw. Oh, and speaking of that, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. Grab some dirt. I still haven't patched up the hole from last week either. Just what I think of it, we'll do that now. I've not tried Staxel, no. It has been on my Steam wishlist since it was announced at, I think, last year's E3, actually. I haven't tried it yet, though. Because... well, mainly because of my time at Porsche. Like, that hit first, basically. And so that's where my time spent in that kind of Stardew Valley style of game went. Yeah, we might be coming close to getting ready to thinking about maybe trying Staxel after Dragon Quest Builders 2, of course. So maybe in August or something we might have some time for it. I don't like to jam up on too many similar games all at once. Variety's the spice of life, as they say. So right now, my survival Jones is being fed by the new world here in Minecraft. Well, relatively new world. Newer world. Here in Minecraft. Dragon Quest Builders 2 is coming out just in time. Then for my loot questing, we've got Dauntless running hard. Then by the time a little bit of burnout for Dauntless should be setting in, we've got WoW Classic. The gaming's pretty well scheduled. Oh, and in between that, we're probably going to be giving... Well, actually, I don't know whether in between, because we don't have a date yet, do we? But at some point, we'll be giving DC Universe Online a go on the Switch. And that sort of has this little soft relaunch. How long have we been working on this estate? We started this when the first snapshot of 1.14 came out. 1.14 pre-1 or whatever it was. So, whatever date that was, that's when we started this world. Not too long. I might call it 2 months. So, oh, I never actually got around to Octopath Traveler. It's still sitting there on my Switch, waiting for me to play it. I was reminded of that this morning, when I realized it had just come out on PC. I went, oh, right, yeah. Still haven't got around to playing that. Oopsie doodle. Saving that one, though. Always been saving that one just for a big chunk of time. Like if I go on a long overseas trip or a long flight or something, I'm going to save it for that so I can sink into it proper. I don't know. It looks really nice on every platform. It's got a really lovely style. Right, so the only thing I've changed since we streamed last week is I went through here and filled up those gaps underneath where we're having mobs spawning. Spiders and such, and zombies in a few places. So that's all filled up with dirt now, which seems to be grassing over. Yeah, coolsies. And I built just a basic little extension up top here, just to see what it was like. Just to see if I like the idea, and I do. So we're going to continue building a few extra stories here today, and maybe do a kind of bridge across the top here. Haven't exactly decided yet, but yeah, started to block it out. For reference in my profile banner, have a nice day, Dauntless is the best. Wait, hang on, I've got to roll back. I missed context there. Was pleasant surprise. Content is awesome though. E3 looms, Dauntless patch, coffee brews. You're going to design an amazing overlay and logo for your channel. No thanks. I already have my channel set up how I like it. Don't waste your time. Volunteer that time to someone who actually wants you to do it for them. You may not like my banner and my layout and stuff, but I do, so just chill. Oh, you can hear the garbage truck, can you? That's a quiet garbage truck today. I don't think that's the big one. Decided to start watching the new show by Watanabe, Cowboy Bebop. I'm actually going through Cowboy Bebop again right now. Slowly. I'm only up to like episode 4. Just an episode every couple of days. I want to stretch it out. Yeah, this village, if you build it with a come. They're there already, actually. Inside that building there, I've got a villager trapped. Heward zombie. And inside that building there's another ex-zombie villager. So once I get this place secured, i.e. lit up and as mob-proof as I can make it, then we will get them together and let them start breeding. Is it glass truck? It might be the glass truck, actually. Might be glass recycling today. Oh, there's the other hole. I was trying to remember where the other hole was. The zombie. Sorry, the creeper got me. Finally found it. Alright, it was only those two, wasn't it? Pretty sure. Alright, so let's craft an axe and give it an enchant. If you're wondering where my diamonds went, I had a diamond block over here just to test the ray tracing. Decided I needed a diamond up here to look at the reflections and stuff to test the shaders. Guess I did have more diamonds in that box. I was sure I had sticks in that one. Just used them all for fences last week. So villagers spawned in iron golems in an obscene rate now. Yeah, if you set it up right, they do apparently. Yes. But it does mean the iron farm as I built it is now completely useless once we go to the next patch. So we have to start from scratch. Which is very annoying to do halfway through the same version of the game. If you want to change iron golem spawning mechanics, do it, just be done with it between 1.13 and 1.14. Don't go into 1.14 with a brand new mechanic and go, hey, here's our villager spawn iron golems now. And then like 2 patches in, just go, nope, it's completely different again. Fuck you. Really fucking annoyed by that. I mean, yes, the new system is better. But still, you should have got it right before you committed. Ugh. Oh, we got nothing but efficiency choices here. Okay. Go efficiency for 3 then. Oh, fine. I went in breaking 3 too. Nice. No worries with that. Efficiency and unbreaking at level 3. Appreciable axe. Actually, rather like the gossip mechanic. So did I. I thought it was clever. Made a lot of sense. If they combined that with being scared by a zombie, like they were more likely to gossip if there was a zombie nearby, sure. But just removing it all together, so it literally breaks every iron farm that was designed for 1.14 from the very first snapshot onwards. It's rude. Oh man, it's sunsetting already. I was going to get to work, but nope. Go to sleep. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. Yeah, I'm still on 1.1, still on 1.14.2 here, because that's the latest version that Optifine has an experimental build for. So, my iron farm as it sits right over there, it still works. So I can AFK over there and just make a huge backlog of iron, so we have some padding while we build a new one and such. But yeah, still annoying. Oops. Doesn't really break them if you just had a zombie, so it still works. Yeah, but it's woefully dumb to... I mean, it makes it more inefficient because my big water path is not needed anymore. The huge amounts of villages is not needed anymore. Gathering them but it's just, yeah. I mean, I can probably convert the existing one without too much trouble, but it's still a pain in the ass that they completely change the mechanic in the middle of a version. But yeah, basically all you need now is 3 villages and a zombie that can see them. And I think in the very latest snapshot, you have to actually hide the zombie by using a little piston trick or something until the villagers, because the villagers apparently won't sleep if they can see a villager, if they can see a zombie, and if they don't sleep, they don't reset their the the switch that triggers the iron golems, basically. So you have to reset them at night. But, you know, that's easy enough with a little, you know, single block on a piston hooked up to a daylight sensor or something. So it just hides the zombie at night. Ooh, I'm off kilter here. There we go. I think we need to get rid of these. That must be you. Yeah, it's really new. I only saw it this morning in, I think it was Il Mango. It's probably Il Mango. He's usually right on top of these things. But yeah, literally this morning in a video. It's funny, the redstone contraption he had hooked up to do the daylight sensing stuff, it was so overly complicated because he's still doing things old school. Using torch towers to send a signal upward and stuff instead of just using observers. I was like, hey, I know how to do that better than you do, and I know shit all about redstone. And I felt real good about myself for a second. Damn it. What happened to Mumbo Jumbo? He had some issues with copyright bullshit. Whoop. Easy. Someone sent me the video, just didn't watch it? Yeah. Yeah, it's only a slight change, but it makes sense. The rates are still huge. And most of us have to sleep at night anyway because of the Phantom, so really don't lose that much efficiency by just it not running at night, basically. Usual YouTubers, a bit more aggressive than the usual. Like Mumbo literally had like literally hundreds of his videos fall victim to a automated fuck up. Kind of the usual, but supersized. Almost immediately after last weekend's stream, there was a new version of the ray tracing shader that was released. That was supposed to have better compatibility, or actually had proper compatibility for 1.13 built into it. But there's an odd glitch in it when it comes to 1.14 in that the lanterns, if you're close to them, they don't emit light. I might show you later, but it might crash if I try and switch. Yeah, so I'm still in the version 6 of the experimental shader here, not the 7.1 that's the current one. This is, yeah, like you'll see the lanterns over there, they'll glow fine, but the ones close to me won't glow properly. It's weird. I am carrying some of this good. I might make the bridge between these an outdoor bridge instead of going directly from inside to inside building. So yeah, we'll seal this up. Hang on a sec, what have I done? Have I made this too tall? Oh right, because yeah, I keep forgetting I'm working on a sunken... not sunken, but risen floor, because so the ceiling is a slab tall. Thousands that's gonna hurt? Jesus. Yeah. That's something to do with his intro music, didn't it? Someone claimed his intro music, and because he's been using the same intro music for always, he got boned. Immediately did the wrong thing here. Jambos!
Hey, pat on the back for this guy.
Thank you ever so much for the sub. 2 in a row. Appreciate that. Give me a little bit of love in the chat, please. Splash it down. Not really feeling the efficiency on this axe. Doesn't feel that fast. Although I think my last one was efficiency 3 as well, so maybe I'm just used to it again. That's better. Alright, let's work out where we want our windows to be. Our faux window. There and there. There. 3 in from that. Seems about right. Do a similar thing here, but do that. And maybe just do one there. No, wait, it was like... It was one, like 2-second part of his intro music was copywritten by someone else. I'm making the claim on that one. 2-second base, Jesus. That's just stupid. Not even sure why YouTubers use intro sequences. You don't need it. Like, your viewer has literally just sat through, you know, 5 to 30 seconds worth of ad. Why do you have to waste another 5 to 30 seconds of their time doing your little intro sequence? For branding! You don't need it. They already know who they're watching. It's not like a TV show where you go, hey, what show is this? And you have to wait for the little interstitial to come up after an ad or something. You don't need it. We're wasting everybody's time with these stupid little intros. Right, I have a little problem here in that I can't put torches down on the floor because it's slabs. I'm not going to bother about having these top parts actually be open buildings. Don't really want the villagers in them. Is she missing something I can intro? Yeah, like I said, there's no door on that one either. I mean, I might put 1 or 2 doors up here. Just so from time to time we do see a villager on the bridge I'm going to create between the 2 main buildings, but I don't know if I want them up here all the time. I could always change my mind and put in a door, but for now the plan is no door. It's quite deliberate, I promise you. That looks good, doesn't it? Yeah, they'll wander up here anyway. As long as you give them a path. The other thing I thought about doing is turning the inside of these buildings into little villager auto farms. Just so we have a little trickle of like carrots or potatoes or whatever coming in. They wouldn't be the most efficient because of the size, but they still work. It'd be kind of funny to have just carrots being thrown out a window every now and again. To be fair, the auto farms have changed how they work. It's still a very similar system, though, isn't it? From what I understand. I haven't actually looked into it in detail yet, but still... it's more similar than what they did to the iron, for example. They still sort of auto-harvest and try and feed each other and stuff, but yeah, I think some of the mechanics have slightly been altered. Oh, I've kind of blocked myself off here, haven't I? This guy could have them farm reliable as a 45 block... a triangle. Hmm. Well, I mean, this space should be well within whatever new boundaries and radius they have. I have to imagine. Failing that, I'm also probably going to have some sort of basic farm out back here or something, just so they can feed themselves and breed their numbers back up if they ever get decimated by a zombie attack or something. Villages don't matter. Oh. Skull Kid coming in. Tender.
Minecraft villagers be like, shut the damn door, you edge it. It's cold and I'm trying to sleep.
Thank you very much, Skull Kid, for the $10. Let's go to the graveyard and get your block on your stack. Boink. And I hope when Minecraft do their official super duper graphics pack, they make water look like this. So much nicer having slightly realistic water, isn't it? Just with little ripples and waves and reflections and stuff. Just looks great. It's my favourite part about shader packs, I think, is how they make the water look. Well, most of them anyway. Some of them have really crappy looking water. This one is nice. I wish it was tinted a bit though, is the only thing. Mainly because of like the flowing water down the middle of this thing. You just can't see it anymore. Unless there's something behind it to refract. Okay. Completely invisible basically. Until you move. Average a stack of carrots, potatoes an hour. That's not so bad. I mean, that's pretty close to what you'd get out of the old kind of, what is it, 9x9 little farm that we had in the previous Java world. We get around about a stack an hour or so. They do still feed hungry villagers, but the hungry villager doesn't necessarily need to be hungry. It does need a table and a bed it can path to find to. A table? There are no tables in Minecraft. What do you mean? Workstation. Thank you, Skokit. I'm going to have to check on my iron farm as well. I feel like those villagers might have bred up past what they should have. I was there during the week farming up some iron, and it seemed like at night time there were more villagers than there were beds, which shouldn't happen. So I don't know whether that was a glitch or it was just some of them weren't sleeping for some reason, or I don't know. It was weird though. Oh shit, I have to take these back to the chest. Oh, it's a known bug? Okay then. That's right. They're all safe anyway. Right, where was I? Oh, right, yes. Where's the sun? There we got time. You. Excuse me. Thank you. The other nice thing about running the ray tracing shaders on a separate machine, I can turn the view distance back up so we can actually see the graveyard. I think I've got it at 16 at the moment. Yeah. I wonder how much we'd use if we just went up to 18. I'll let that render in for a second before we check. I do like having a nice render distance. Yeah, losing about 5 frames a second. We're still above 30, so yeah, I'm going to turn it back down a bit. I'd rather be closer to 45 than 30. Alright, I should not have pulled away my stairs yet, because I still have to do the ladders up there. Ironically enough. Yeah, so as I started to say earlier, I was watching a bit of World of Warcraft Classic being streamed this morning as I was prepping for my stream. One of the big deal guys, I think he was at the top of the list when I clicked on him. I forget what his name was now. Wait, did I keep the tab open? Let me check. Let me see if I can get his name. History. Asmongold. A-S-M-O-N-G-O-L-D. Yeah, so I was watching that guy play. Never heard him before, but sorry, I'm just appreciating the shadows. They just look so good, don't they? But yeah, he had a bit of the classic WoW player about him in that he got pretty salty pretty quick when things didn't go his way, or someone didn't heal him on time, or you know, that kind of stuff. It's not as if he was particularly young, but he did get salty pretty quickly, just like the cliche. Actually, I'll just pull out my eyes of the WoW player. But he did seem to know the game pretty well, and it was kind of enjoyable watching that knowledgeable level play as he was trying out different things, different ways to do some stuff. He wasn't especially awesome. He died a few times while I was watching, so I don't know how hard whatever it was he was trying to do, so I don't know how easily he died, but it did get me a little bit jazzed, because he did seem deeply, deeply into it. Oh, I need one lantern? God damn it. I have to go back again. Let's just do this. Fun Tuesday says, yeah, that was him. Sorry, did you write that before I checked? Should have been paying attention to chat. Got all distracted. Daylight sensor on top of a block with a trapdoor on its side, then remove the block. Will sunset open the trapdoors? There's a zombie under the sensor with a break line of sight. Villages outside the box. If you're describing that the way I think you're describing it, yeah, that should work. But your better bet is to put it literally on line of sight. Instead of trying to bury one, you know, you put one in a little box and just have this block here like drop down or get pulled aside or something, so his little face can show through in front of a villager. Probably the easy way to do that, but yeah, I think what you're describing should work perfectly fine. What did I... Oh, right, lanterns. Might have to make some more of those pretty soon. Not a fan personally. Yeah, he didn't seem like someone I'd want to have a beer with. Basically, I was just watching for the insight in how someone at that skill level and at that knowledge level plays the game. Because it's the first time I've sat down and watched someone play Classic properly. like I've watched a few videos on some guides and like class breakdowns and things like that, and race breakdowns in brief. But I haven't sat down and watched someone just properly play until this morning. That's yeah. That's why I popped in on that. Oh man, got a bit of coffee left and it went cold. Actually, not that cold. These McDonald's cups are surprisingly well insulated. Who knew? Like, that's 40-minute-old coffee and it was still warm enough not to be disgusting. Weird. T-Dog, how you doing? He's popular and has a big following. Yeah, I had like, I'm not sure what the number was when I started following him, but it was triple digits. Deep in triple digits, I think. And his chat was going pretty fast too. I think he plays it up a bit for the stream. Yeah, it probably does. But, you know, when I do that, when I get pissy and snarky, like in Dauntless, for example, at other IRL people, I always give a smirk and a wink to camera to let you guys know that I'm not actually being a dick. I'm just playing. This guy was just deadpan. Just poker face through the whole thing, so it was hard to tell whether he was just acting up because lol, or he genuinely is just wound a little bit tight for a fucking video game. Either way, like I said, it was an interesting insight into that level and style of... Actually, let me make my life easier. Just do that. There we go. Level and style of play, as I was about to say. Yeah, probably put one there. That looks about right. That's probably close enough. Oops, forgot a couple on this side. Let's see here. Yeah, I think just either side of these ones will work. I'm just going for kind of, you know, not regular, not everything has to go above a window kind of thing, but just something that looks about right. A little bit organic. So, I think that for this one. Looks roundabout close enough, I think. Yeah, I'll be putting some fries in my new air fryer. Nice. Actually, I'm looking forward to having some chips now that I'm allowing myself some more carbs. I'm going to try and not go back to how many carbs I was eating before the keto diet, but I'll be exceeding the keto limitations, or growing towards it. I'm not going to go full hog all at once, because that's just probably a recipe for making myself feel a bit crook, but... Like, I was keeping myself, when I was on the strict keto, for the last 28 weeks, to about 20 to 30 grams of carbs, net carbs a day. I'm about 40 or 50 right now. So still well below an average diet, which is closer to 200 or 300 grams a day. Yeah. Just trying not to instantly balloon up as my body goes, oh, hey, carbs, I'll save these for later. Now, right now, what's going through my head is I'm trying to figure out whether I want to build another section here. Because we're coming down a few blocks, we'll still be able to see over it, but I'm not sure whether I want to do it. We'll do one here. I probably won't do one on that end, but we will build a bridge, say, across here, and do a little thing here. Like a little picnic section or outdoor tables or something. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'll build another one over on this one. But maybe... Actually, no, there we go. We'll set it back. We'll only come about halfway forward. About here-ish. Yeah, there we go. That's the plan. Thank you, by the way. Who was that? Monk, who's 6. Eager. Iger. Monk, thank you. The bit. I think we'll come all the way back. Maybe not butt up against that, but we'll just go about there-ish.
hey, Krillin. Hey, Krillin. Hey, Krillin. What? Someone followed.
Krigota, thank you very much for the follow.
Why me? Quack.
Yeah, it's going to look a bit small, but could look alright. What do we got? One... We're dealing with evens. Maybe we go one forward so we're dealing with odds. Might make it a little bit nicer. Excuse me a second, seeing as we don't have anyone to ban that guy at the moment. And report. For spam. There we go. There we go. And close. Enjoy Twitch's no tolerance policy on your bullshit. I hope your account gets banned, you little fuck knuckle. Coming to other people's streams begging for views on your own stream. What a tosspot. Might just go all the way out from the ground in here. Why not? Yeah, what was I saying before? Oh, fries. Yeah, I'm looking forward to having fries. I literally haven't had a single chip in... Well, I guess it'd be 28 weeks, at least as long as I've been on the keto. Probably a little bit before that, actually. Yeah. But potato product of any kind, basically. Maybe I'll make a baked potato tonight, actually. Baked potato. The McMuffin. The sausage and egg McMuffin that I had yesterday, and this morning, actually. Was the first bread I've had in months. Not that you really count a McDonald's McMuffin as actual bread. It's mostly sugar. Taters. Right? One of the best things that grows underground, I reckon. In fact, what is better than a potato that grows underground? Not much, if anything. Oh, I'm out. How long until you break and make spaghetti? Oh, I mean, that's already part of the plan. Gonna have to go for a small portion, though. Not my usual massive bowl of it. But yeah, I'm probably gonna make some on Tuesday or Wednesday, I think. I want to do it properly, though. Like, if I'm gonna go for a properly carb-heavy meal like spaghetti bolognese, I'm gonna make it from scratch and just do it real proper. Not gonna get takeaway. Not gonna, use spaghetti sauce from a jar or a tin or something. Gonna do it proper and make the whole thing from scratch. I mean, I might buy crushed tomatoes in a can instead of having to squish them myself, but still. You know what I mean. Roasted. Ooh, roasted garlic is better than... I don't know. Roasted garlic isn't good on its own, though. Potatoes you can have a bunch of different ways, and you can just have a potato on its own. Like in chip form, for example. You don't need anything else. I mean, salt and sauce is nice, but you can just have a chip and it's fine. I don't think you can do that with roasted garlic, or any garlic. dish. It's not just garlic. You can't just have garlic. So roasted garlic, we'll call that second best because it needs to go with something else. It can't stand alone. I may or may not eat a root clove. Yeah, but you don't eat it for a snack, do you? You don't cook a clove of garlic or a bowl of garlic and just snack on it. You will eat roasted garlic out of the pan when you're cooking other things and you're intending to add more garlic to it. And you say, nope, that one's mine. Home. Although now that I've said that out loud, kind of wanna. Where's that sun? I got here a bit early, I think. BluntNate, that's a lie. BluntNate loves garlic. In fact, I think it's safe to say 80% of the things I cook will have garlic added to them, regardless of whether or not it's traditional for that dish to have garlic in it. Fucking love garlic. No, I cook 8 heads of garlic and then sometimes just snack on a clove or 2. My husband hates it. I bet he does.
Hey, Krillin! Hey, Krillin! Hey, Krillin! What? Someone followed.
I'm not even reading that
Why
username out
me?
loud. I'm not saying those words together. But thank you for the follow. Best. Wait, have I? I think I've hit that glitch again with everything's going to be green. Give me a sec. Shader options. And cycle back. There we go. Now things aren't green anymore. Hooray! That's fixed in the next, in the current version of this shader, by the way. This is version 6 of the experimental ray tracing shader, but version 7.1, which is the current one, there's a bug when you use it 1.14, which means lanterns you're close to don't actually illuminate properly. It looks really weird. So I'm staying with this version 6, even if we have to fix that funny little glitch from time to time. Sorry, I'm just reading the story by Jason in chat. I don't understand why that is the story you're telling me right now. It's just nothing to do with anything we've been talking about, just completely out of the blue. Here's a story about my sister and gambling. Hooray! Baffling. Confused. Don't do that to me. You know I get confused when people just do completely non sequitur shit like that. My brain is, something. Let's do the inside ones on this side, I guess. Not the 11 notice, but whatever. Hey Bunty, I have a weird bug with E7. Yeah, I was just talking about that, actually. Like, literally just before you started popping in. Yeah, E7 of BTGI doesn't work particularly with 1.14. That's why I'm still using version 6 here. Where are we? Yeah. Yeah, there's some... Have you tried 7.1? I don't know what that's going to fix. But yeah, the reason I'm not using the current version today is because there's a weird lighting thing with lanterns, in that when you're close to them, they don't illuminate. So at night time, if I'm standing here, all of these lanterns are dark, but the exact same lanterns that are hung over there are all lit up, and you know, it doesn't really break anything. And a lot of other stuff looks better in version 7.1 than it does in this version when it comes to the depth of lighting, especially at night and stuff like that. But that one glitch is really, really distracting, so I'm staying with version 6 just for the purposes of these streams at the moment.
Hey, Krillin! Hey, Krillin! Hey, Krillin! What? Someone followed.
Thank you very much.
Why me? Quack!
V-Dan. K-Boy. The weird thing is about that Ghost Napa follow is I've got it set to random and rare. It's only supposed to come up maybe 25% of the time, but it's coming up every time for some reason, because Streamlabs is broken apparently. Oh, actually, before we close that off, we better light this place up. Just for good measure. Take no risks. Did not mean to do that, but fine. Just for an irrational need to tell the story to someone, feel free to ignore it. Okay. Will do. But yeah, version 7 of the PTGI shaders had a few bugs in it, and version 7.1 came out like within 24 hours, I think. Pardon me. It's funny how quickly you get used to the ray trace shaders as well. Like, as you can see, I've got a bunch of other shaders I've been trying out. And none of them just look as good as the ray trace ones. And there's some good looking shaders in that bunch, but some of them just are a little bit desaturated or a little bit too foggy, or the light just doesn't look proper anymore. Now that I'm used to seeing real reflections in water that are off screen. As soon as you start noticing them disappearing when stuff is not in screen space, it gets real distracting real quick. Random question from Canon Shane. I know, but Nate, will you be doing a Ryzen 3000 series builds, or I hope so. I want to. Haven't actually spoken to the local AMD guys yet about the possibility of getting samples. Now I'm out of lighters. Or the timing of that, but I certainly want to. And if I don't do a sort of complete... I want to do a complete new build for it, because obviously I want to try out the PCIe 4 if I can. With, for example, some of the new NVMe drives coming out, the M.2 NVMe drives. I want to test some of those with the new PCIe 4 bandwidth. But failing that, I've got, you know, 2 Ryzen machines sitting basically within reach of me right now that I can swap the chips out in. Both my VR machine and the machine I'm actually running the game on right now are both AM4 motherboards. No, I'm seriously out of ladders, I know. Alright. Wish PTGI had a cool nether portal effect. I think that's on his list of things to do, actually. I remember seeing that mentioned either on the Discord or on one of the posts for Patreon. Yeah, I know you're not alone in that thought. And I can't remember or not whether he's officially addressed it or not, but yeah, I agree with you. It needs to look like not transparent wibbly water, but standing upright. It needs to have purple and glow effects and stuff. But I'm sure that will... I'm sure that will be on the list. I think for these ones we will go directly above the windows. Alright. Fence time. Now this is tricky because we got the I think... Nope, can't do it there. I have to leave the fences out on this because of the way the half subs work. Or, I guess we could just do this. Yeah, that looks fine. That might look a bit weird bringing it up to that level, but let's have a look. Nope, I like it. Let's do the same over here. Boo-doo. 7.1 did not fix the issue I was having, by the way. Okay. Guess you just have to wait for whatever comes next, and hopefully that fixes your issue. Or do what I do and roll back to 6. Actually think one here might be a good idea. Maybe not there though. Not there either, I don't think. Alright, let's get some perspective and see how this looks. Excuse me. Jason says, question, once you have the village secured and populated, will you put a zombie in a box to spawn an iron defense squad? I don't know whether I'll need to. I've got a funny feeling that because some of these fences come close to the outside world in a way that the villagers might be able to see a zombie over it, it might just happen naturally. Actually, come to think of it, do they need to see a zombie before they spawn an iron golem? Or is it just they're more likely to do that once they see a zombie? Yeah, so it's up here, where it's only sort of 1 deep high. You may very well get line of sight enough to trigger one. I don't know yet. But I've got a funny feeling they'll spawn at least 1 or 2 iron golems on their own anyway. I think it just accelerates the process if you have a zombie to scare the shit out of them. There's this gap here as well. I'm sure we'll get villagers wandering here because there'll be a building just there. And I have often seen critters trying to pathfind their way to me through here. So that might be enough. Yeah. I'm liking the depth that we've got going on there. Glad I did that little corner back there. This looks good. I like that. Second guessing myself on the bridge. I kind of like how there's an open gap there to see the mountain. Maybe we don't need a bridge. Could always put one in and tear it down later if we don't like it, but yeah. I think I will do another story on the edge of this as well, come to think of it. It's just as a blue gap there in the sky. I feel like maybe some sort of tower there actually, come to think of it. Some sort of lookout tower. Would look cool coming out the middle of that. Actually, there's a thought for a village expansion. We don't have any villages that specialize in making potions, do we? I was just thinking potion tower. Because we've got villagers who, you know, do armor and weapons and, you know, craft all kinds of useful stuff, but there's no one... There's no one that crafts potions. That could be an interesting addition, because then you'd have a villager who could craft healing potions and help other villagers when there's a raid. Maybe that's the villager that gets turned into a witch if something happens to it. Like if instead of turning into a zombie villager, it turns into a witch when it gets attacked by a zombie. Take out that lightning thing altogether.
Hey, Krillin! Hey, Krillin! What? Someone followed.
Thank you, Lexar.
Why me? Quack!
Yeah, we don't have any woodworkers either. How about some villagers that, you know, make... what would be the most useful thing a woodworker could do? Maybe some of the more fancy stuff like ladders and fences and stuff. I mean, I get why we don't have one of those, because that shit's easy to make on our own. But the potion thing, that could be handy. What could a woodworker do that would actually be useful for trading? Don't know. We could have a scientist that does redstone stuff. Like you have an engineer villager who crafts redstone stuff. That'd be cool. Just want a table that does stairs for... Yeah, we need a wood version of the stone cutter. We need a bandsaw or something, I guess. Or a table saw, I suppose they would call it. Wouldn't even need to be that much work. You just reskin the stone cutter. Alright, let's make our way up. Now, do it here or here? I feel like on the edge of this building make more sense for a lookout tower, being closer to the wall. Not sure whether that would look balanced or not, though. I guess we could do another smaller building on top of that if we need to help balance it. Yeah, so let's go one. There we go. Yeah, let's just make it square. Right, now, how do I want to do this exactly? I think if we're going to keep with a sort of a Japanese-ish inspired idea, what we might do is we've got kind of 2 levels, do a band of slabs, go up another 2 levels, but coming in one. Yeah, I think I've got an idea. Next question is, do we do it in this style or do we do it open? So we could go like this. Alright, let's have a look. Put your library in the village and included a room of beds and workbenches. Can you fill it with librarians to trade with? I imagine so. Haven't decided what I'm going to do about the library yet. As the regulars know, there's always a library in my worlds. And I have been slowly stocking up on leather over at the zombie farm. Because I've got the data pack installed that lets me turn zombie flesh into leather. By cooking it slowly. But yeah, the thoughts are either build it outside of town, so it's just mine. Possibly over here. The other thought was build it literally underneath the village. Like have a secret little trapdoor somewhere down here. But we did already do that in the previous Java world. We had an underground library. But that did have a sort of a one wall on the outside because of the hillside it was built into, but I don't know whether I want to do an underground one again. But we've also done one over the water, or in the water really. So yeah, I haven't decided what we're going to do about the library situation yet, but obviously we need one at some point. Just one zombie will scare multiple villagers and give you multiple golems. Yep. Yep. Alright, what do we got here? 1, 2... Not sure how closely I want these kind of slats to be. Actually, if we do a double row and then leave a gap, it might look good. We've got a library tower, complete with enchanting up the top. Not a library tower, no, but in the Java world we did have a massive enchanting tower. Great big thing, it was awesome. In fact, I think that world is on this machine, so I could show it to you. I think I moved that save across to here when I was experimenting with some shaders. Not sure I love that. I don't know. Keep going with it, see what it looks like once it gets taller. Skull Kid says, got my camera back. Sensor cleaned. Focus issue seemed to be resolved. Nice. Don't know what happened. What kind of was it? What camera was it? Because if a sensor cleaner helped your focusing issues, it may well be there was a smudge or some dirt or something on the like if you're using something that has phase detect autofocus, that relies on special pixels on it. EOS 70, yeah, that uses Canon sort of phase detect stuff. So if you're having issues with focusing and getting a sensor cleaning fixed it, you probably just had some schmutz on some of those phase detect pixels. So that makes perfect sense. General autofocus, yep. That'll do it. How about killing two birds with one stone? Make a villager blog named Alexandria. Have the library inside. I don't know whether a blog's big enough for a proper library. There's not a lot of room inside those things. Well, not inside a regular sized one. The double sized one we built in the last world, though. Don't want to do that again. That was so big. Ridiculously big. I need some scaffolding, I think. I do like the 70D though. I've got one here actually. Got a 60D and a 70D sitting in a box somewhere. Haven't been used in a while. But I like to hang on to them just in case. I have a need for a cannon mount. Cannot put that down because of this. Actually, what if we use these as not just useful things, but part of the design? Just curious, what are your settings for PTTI? Many of the lighting options, I think they're mostly defaults. I've got a few extra things turned on, especially now that I'm running on a separate machine. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think those are all the default values on that one. Pretty sure they are. Except I think variable penumbra, I think that's turned off by default. Ray tracing, that's off by default. I've got that turned on, so we get even better ray tracing. I've turned this up from default. I think that's off by default as well. I've turned that on. And that should be on by default, at least in the latest version. I think I've turned length up as well. I think that's low by default, just for the sake of performance on weaker machines. Surface options, I think I've left it default. Pretty sure I have. And post-processing, I've turned motion blur off because gross. Seuss tone map, that's not default in version 6, but it is on version 7. Something else by default on version 6, but that's what I've changed it to. I've also turned exposure down, because I find with exposure at the default of 1, stuff like sand and birch are a bit too bright, and they get washed out in their detail a little bit. So I've turned that down to 0.6. So if you're seeing a major difference between what you're seeing on your screen and what you're seeing on my screen, that might be the biggest difference. That and the penumbra shadows, variable penumbra shadows I should say. Hopefully that helps you. Alright. Nah, that just makes it look a bit busy inside, doesn't it? Let me up. Thank you. If the text is green, then you changed it. I'm not entirely sure about that, because I think some of that text was green when I installed it. Or it might have been carrying over some settings from the last version of it I used or something, I don't know. Don't hail the Garbo truck when there's no Garbo truck. Tyler, how you doing? Think. I think I do want to come in a level, at least for the top of the tower. Maybe not as the inside of the building, but maybe just as just the tip. Giggity. Oh, damn it. And I hate when I run out of shit halfway done. So when you see, yeah, the lights sometimes work. Nope. I need some more spruce slimes. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the height. I think that'll work. We'll put a little widow's walk kind of thing around the top. Boink. I think it's worth coming out here as well. Pretty good view from up here too. I wasn't actually going to put it way up or down here. I think I might, because I think I want to come up here from time to time. Get an overview of what's going on in the world. Also, if we do have a raid... Oh yeah, could easily pick off some guys. Easily. I think just come straight out from here. We can make this work. I don't know what it is. I can't stop thinking about World of Warcraft Classic. It's kind of annoying. It's not as if I was addicted to World of Warcraft to begin with. Barely played it. Forgotten everything useful I ever knew about it. And it's no point getting too excited about this point, because we're still, what, 2.5 months away? 2 months? From general release? I did dive into my, well, I was going to say BattleNet. It's not called BattleNet anymore, is it? They changed that years ago. I did dive into my Blizzard account, do they call it now? And hit the little checkbox that says, yes, I'm interested in the beta for World of Warcraft Classic. Just in case they decide to add some more randoms to the game at some point. I don't know, it might even be worth pinging the local Blizz guys to see if I can wrangle an invite. I know there are no invite codes or anything. Everything's sort of hand selected at the moment, but that might change, I don't know. I think what I might do is also this. You won't really be able to see this from the ground, but when you're up here it's going to add a little dimension to it. Oh, but it is still BattleNet? I don't remember seeing BattleNet mentioned anywhere whenever I log in for... Oh, shit, like Overwatch, I guess. Mr. Penguin Von Penguin. What an awesome name. Penguin Von Penguin. I love it. Welcome. Walk. Walk, 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 walk. love the light at this time of day. Probably do that at this stage. Sun's already too low to see the cool shadows on the floor. Ooh. He's getting in my mooch, he's getting itch. I am a little bit, yeah. Because I've never... Like, ooh, that does look good, actually. I think I'm going to leave the scaffolding up the middle there. Yeah, what we might do is we'll leave that center bit as it is. We'll come up 2 or 3 blocks from that. We'll do another double round about there. Bring it out to the same level as this one. And we can go, just sort of go chook chook chook. Not sure about the roof. I might need to come back. It looks a bit deep. What was I saying? Yeah, I've tried many MMOs. Not tons, but like half a dozen of the ones that sort of matter. They've never managed to grab me. But to be fair, I haven't actually tried one in the last half dozen years at least. Probably more. In fact, come to think of it, the last one I actually tried to get into proper would have been DC Universe Online. And that was 8 years ago. 8.5 years ago. Call it 9. Because I was there on day 1 on the PlayStation 3, so... I did consider trying out MapleStory 2, but never actually tried it. After it launched and I saw the reaction to it, I went, yeah, it's probably not worth it. What else was there? There was Star Wars. Was that before or after DC Universe Online? It was about the same time, I think. Close enough too, anyway. Have not tried MapleStory 1, no. See, the thing with MMOs is getting into them after they're already up and running and popular and stuff is odd, because every other player you see is much, much higher level than you. It's hard to find a group of similarly minded low-level players that are at your similar level and things like that, and it feels a bit intimidating going in as a brand newbie to a game that everybody knows everything about already. You go in there, you know nothing, you're still learning. It's not like you're starting a new character. If you're an experienced player starting a new character, it's a different story. You know what you need to do, how you need to do it, where you want to do it, in what order you want to do it, things like that. But when you're brand new to something and coming into a very well-established MMO, it's tricky. Doesn't seem like a particularly enjoyable experience, so I never really bothered. Yeah, with the failure of MapleStory 2, I did consider trying out MapleStory 1 to see what all the fuss was about, but by that point I kind of lost my enthusiasm for the whole idea of it. What I might do is sneak some lights in there. Actually, no, not even torches. Is that going to interfere with me? He's going to interfere with me. It's alright, we can get in and out one way at least. We could always just do that, so I do have a clear path. That's not going to worry me too much. And by doing that, we can actually help balance out that a little bit by giving it some of this. Yeah, there we go. Now we're on a track. We get a little more dimension happening here. A little more designy booze. And I am exactly 1 fence shy. God damn it. What was that happening? Thank you for the hosts, Mr. Penguin von Penguin. Oh, jeez, careful. I need to get out of the habit of just dropping off the edge here. Can't be very good for my boots. I started playing the episode 4 years after launch. Never had a problem finding other noobs to play with. Oh, fair enough. It's just, yeah. I'm not sure how much of a basis in reality it has for most, but it's the impression that I have most of the time, and that's just enough to turn me away from it, I guess. But we have World of Warcraft Classic looming. I certainly won't be the only newbie or long-lapsed player who's forgotten everything useful about the game coming to that, so there'll be a lot of common ground there. Plus, there'll be a lot of really experienced players making some good content about it to help me learn. And we've also got DC Universe Online coming to the Switch, where they'll be starting... You know, everyone's going to have a brand new play because there's no transfer happening, there's no cross-play, there's no shared servers, so everyone's going to have a brand new character. Everyone's starting from level 1. Everyone's, you know, starting on a fresh server, so there's no old school players that exploited... Because there was an exploit in DC Universe Online in the early days. Happened just after I actually stopped playing the game. I can't remember what the exploit was, but I do remember it meant you could make millions of dollars really quickly of in-game currency. And there's still a bunch of players running around with that stash, apparently, on the PC version. Alright, so... Let's see here. 1, 2... We're on the third block, so if we go 1, 2... We'll make this on the third block there. What does that give us? It gives us 1, 2, 3 blocks, then the platform. Yeah, that should be right. That should be about right. If we do this. Let's just make my life easy by doing this halfway up. Alright, we'll do the inside job on this first. We'll go down and see how it looks. And maybe we'll do the outside one as well. We'll do one at a time, just so we get an idea of what we're dealing with here. How much... Oh, you nearly tricked me into saying the P word. The forbidden P word. How much have I got done today? Not so much, actually. I mean... Actually, no, we've been making pretty good P words. Not even 2 hours yet. We've built second story there and there. We're building the tower here. Things tend to go a bit quicker once you sort of settle on the aesthetic and the blocks and the design you're going to use. It's the designing stuff as I go that slows me down. Because I don't prepare stuff in a creative world usually, outside of redstone stuff when I have to work something out. Even then, I don't always go into a creative world to figure it out. Sometimes I just do it in survival. Yeah, I design as I go in survival mode, which can slow me down as far as the P word goes. But today, I'm doing good. Every time I watch someone who is good at this game, I realize how terrible I am. I'm not even that good, man. Like, my builds, pretty basic level stuff compared to some peeps out there. Like, I'm comfortable with the game. But I'm hardly expert guru architect, you know what I mean? But I'm glad you like it, so. I'll give you a halfway point to reach for. Do you think Mr. Jenkins will be cutting content for WoW Classic? Does Leroy still play? I have no idea what Leroy's up to these days. Leroy Jenkins! Yeah, I think we definitely need a double level there. I really hope he comes back. Even if it's just like one of those big content channels just brings him back to do a stunt video or something. Like recreate that classic moment. But with a decent microphone this time. Yeah, I'd fucking love to see that. I knew I'd miss. There we go. He's an in-game... Oh, right, yeah, I forgot. They added him as an in-game character, didn't they? But does the man himself still play, is what I'm asking. Yeah, he's a NPC of some kind, right? Does he have a purpose? I don't remember. I do remember they added in though, which is awesome. What about turning into a giant tower of pimps? I don't know. I don't think we can, because they're broken gold farms now. The old pigman gold farms are broken as of the latest snapshot. They changed the way aggro works on pigman, so now it, aggro dies within a minute. And I don't think I've got the time or the resources to build an old school pigman or old school gold farm before I have to move to the latest patch for whatever reason, because the Optifine is finally ready and shit like that, you know? Yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. Not that I ever use that much gold, because I don't do big railways. And powered rails and shit is all you really need lots of gold for. And I don't tend to do lots of that anyway, so... I think it might be worth putting some lanterns up around here too, but we should go sleep before we get ourselves into trouble. Leroy Jenkins is a legend, yeah. I really hope someone gets the man himself back to recreate that moment. In fact, I wouldn't put it past Blizzard to actually do that. Like, hire the guy. Like, just flat out find him, give him money, and deliberately recreate that moment as a marketing stunt when the game launches. That's what I would do. I would totally do that. In fact, I'm going to email them and suggest they do that. Here, free idea. I hereby waive all my rights to coming after you with a lawyer for stealing my intellectual property. Just do it because I want to see it happen. That looks good. Not sure about that bottom layer now. Might look a bit crowded there. Take it away and see how it looks. I actually like how that tower's coming along. Once we get some lanterns and some bracework and stuff up there, it's going to look pretty good. I like the shape though. I like the silhouette it cuts. Yeah, I think this level here I might have to come away. Looks a little bit claustrophobic at ground level. But what if we replaced it just with a straight up panel around the edge? Leave the whole backside empty so it's easier to get in and out of. Completely missed the stairs. So now golems can't pull pigmen anymore. I don't know if they changed the golem mechanic as far as pigmen go. Snow golem, sorry, we should be talking about more specifically so people aren't confused. I don't know. But I know they don't pull player aggro indefinitely anymore. So yeah, maybe the snow one still works.
Hey, Krillin! Hey, Krillin! Hey, Krillin! What? Someone followed.
Thank you very much,
Why
Mr. Penguin Von Penguin.
Quack!
Yeah, see that? The Ghost Snapper alert is going every time. It's supposed to be rare, because I don't want to get sick of that noise, because it's funny. I'm second guessing the roof on the top now again. I think that does need to come out. I don't know. Maybe we need to peak that roof or something. Something isn't quite right about the roof is all I'm saying. Or maybe it's the missing columns at the corners because we didn't put those back in yet, so yeah. But yeah, that definitely looks better at the bottom now that we lowered that little chunky bunk. We might try bringing out the middle band. Actually, no, I want to put fences there first. So to bring it out, bring it in a little bit maybe. Hey, Vegeta. Vegeta! I'm haunting you. That voice clip, by the way, was recorded especially for me by... I don't think he's here yet today, but by Ghost Snapper. His username is actually Ghost Snapper. apparently spend some time in VR chat literally role-playing as Ghost Snapper 2, which surely must be fun. Not sure about this, but we'll try it. The roof on top looks disappointing. Yeah, that's what I thought too, but I did have it out one wider at the brim previously, but I decided I didn't like it, so we took it back. But I think I might put it back, because I think looking a little bit too wide is a little bit better. I like the fence work. Let's do it on the second level as well. Still not sure about that middle one. Might bring that out one as we're doing the fence work for the second level. Doink, doink. Yeah, okay, let's just bring this out. You get better at roleplay with practice? Yeah. I don't do a lot of pure roleplay. I have in VR chat a few times roleplayed as a bartender in the old pub, because the bar is filled with glasses and snacks and cakes and stuff you can just pick up and give to people and stuff. It's kind of fun. Yeah, I don't do a lot of pure role-playing when it comes to gaming. Like, I've never played on a role-playing server for, like, GTA 5 or something. No, I think that middle section needs to stay skinny to give it a little bit more dimension. Had a feeling that'd be the case, but gotta try it. Doesn't cost you anything but a little bit of time. I wonder if replacing the outside layer of this with birch slabs instead to help match this, the fence work would help this look a little bit less plain. Let's try that next. Let's get some birch slabs. Down, down. Yeah. Scaffolding's a bit fiddly sometimes with the one wide hole, isn't it? I went on VR chat first time in months. Excuse me, last night. Accidentally played for 3 hours. With my gaming headset under it because it doesn't fit over it. Yeah, I think I've recommended these to you before, but Plantronics Rig 500. They work really well with VR headsets because they're super light. They've got a big wide band. They're pretty reasonably priced too, so... anything else on here? I don't think so. Ooh! An afternoon light hitting it. I like it. It's starting to take shape, isn't it? I'm starting to feel a little bit better about the small roof as well. I feel like because we come in here, out there, and in there again. I reckon, actually, what we might do is if we edge that all the way around with trapdoors to keep it skinny, but give it a little bit extra depth and overhang, it might look good. Yeah. If VR chat was on PS4, I'm actually surprised it's not. It's really quite popular. It's still technically in early access, which is probably why it's not on PlayStation yet, because they're still trying to get it right on PC. But I would be shocked to find out that they don't plan on bringing it to PlayStation VR. I mean, you can play it on desktop for crying out loud. You don't even have to have VR to play it. VR makes it a lot more fun because you've got all the, you know, proper range of motion and your hand expressiveness and stuff. What am I doing? Which part am I doing? Down here, aren't I? But you can play it in desktop mode. It's not nearly as fun. So yeah, I wouldn't be at all surprised to see that they want to chase that PlayStation VR player base as well. And I think it's built on top of Unity, right? So shouldn't be too hard. VR chat with some PS4, but dive in, but don't have a PC VR. Oh yeah, like I just said, you don't actually need VR for it. Maybe I keep it like vodka, onion, shaken, dry, dirty, extraction, please. Yeah. I think I like that ring. We'll have to look at it in the morning when the light hits it properly, because it's getting into the shadow end now. But I think I like that. Just don't have the money right now. Yeah, that's fair enough. Don't want to deal with my bad mic quality or mod mic. Headset is perfectly fine for the few games. Voice chat 4. Use earbuds for the games like Beat Saber. Yeah, fair. That's good. Skullkid's gonna pass out, not at all. Hi, Skullkid. Thanks for popping in as usual, and your support. Hope you get a good night's sleep. Just reading backwards here. Started role-playing. Final Fantasy 14 is a lot more complex than you think it is. Lots of players. Housing can be turned into taverns or special occasions. Yeah, like there's lots of different depths to role-playing. You can just play a character and, you know, try and stay in character, but not take it that seriously. Or you can literally just go full-on Sims mode and live that character. Different people are like different things. I just like the kind of the mid-level role-playing where you just try and stay in character. And that's what I do in VR chat from time to time. I just try and stay in character as the bartender. I don't break character to make blunty-style jokes or puns or stuff. My bartender is kind of the listening kind of bartender, you know? My bartender is the sitcom bartender. He'll listen to your problems and then give you some really bad advice. After school special style. Never gave him a name, actually. It's just the bartender. There you go. That's something for you to do, chat. What should my bartender roleplay name be? Yeah, I think I do like the birch. Helps break it up just a little bit and feed into that fence work. Now let's try fences on the second level now. Bartender is the only bad advice for this. Exactly. That's what a bartender is there for. I'm a writer, so RP kind of helps. Yeah, I mean, I write all the time too, but generally not fiction. I write, you know, my reviews and stuff. I do like, I mean, if you listen to enough of my reviews, and I haven't done it a lot recently, but, you know, I have a long history of playing with words. I love playing with words. I love word salad words too, just smooshing two words together that don't really belong together. I love doing that word salad stuff. I used to do that heaps in my reviews. Don't know why I got out of the habit, quite honestly. It's super fun to do. There we go. That's what was missing up there. Actually, you know what? Let's try the birch over here. Maybe that will make it look a bit more dimensional, but also help break up and cap off the design a bit more dramatically. Maybe that's what we're missing. Bluntender? No, you're not getting it. It's not Blunty as a bartender. It's a role play. It's a character I'm playing. I mean, he has my voice basically. He does talk slower than I do. He's very deliberate in the way he talks. He's my bartender. I mean, if you ask him for advice, he'll give it to you. But you have to wait. Wait until he's good and proper sure, if you know what I mean. No! That looks bad. Let's get rid of that. Nate the barkeep. Again, you're missing the point. It's not me as bartender. It's me playing role. So we need a good bartender name. I feel like Mick. Mick the bartender. Something easy and simple and just Australian. Well, I mean, Mick's not particularly Australian, but... Bartender. You keep trying to make it into a joke. That's not the idea. I'll tell you what though, if you're role-playing Sideshow Bob as a bartender, that'd be the name for you. Bartender. A little bit of a walk to get there, but I think it works. Because he wants to kill Bart, you see. Yeah, let's just try these once again, now that we've got most of the rest of the design in. If this doesn't work, we'll try the trapdoor idea. Alright, let's go get a look. Callahan's not bad. Come on, would you just get down? Get down! There we go. Isaac. That's a deep cut reference. Jesus. You got it. I don't think I've even seen an episode of Love Boat. I only know Isaac from the references. And my very favourite Isaac reference of all was in Futurama, of course. Zach. Oh, actually, no, that looks better now. Now that we've got the fences and stuff in, that doesn't look so weird. It does look a little bit top heavy though. Let's try the trapdoors. Bonus points can use Conrad means wise counselor. Oh, that's not bad. My Futurama wish would come back? I don't. I think we got exactly enough of Futurama. Like, it did come back and they weren't nearly as good. It got better again, but that first season of Return, where they just kept doing the hyper topical pop culture stuff, it just did not work. And it aged that show very quickly. Spruce is probably our best bet. As far as trapdoor goes, I think. Okay, what do we got? Do I even have any spruce at all up here? I like the podcast us radio show thing they did. I don't think I ever experienced that. Admit Mick Callahan. Does sound familiar. I feel like there's a character called that in something else, but yeah, it's a very bartendery name, I feel like. Specs. No, try rig. Opelson. Exclamation point rig. Because it's easier to type than specs. You know what I should do as a joke? I should put in my eyeglass prescription whenever someone types in specs instead of rig. That would make me giggle. Because it doesn't happen very often when someone does that. But when it does happen, it will make me giggle. Oh wait, I came up to do the trapdoors, right. Yeah, I forgot. Forgot what I was doing. Alright, let's get rid of this again. Spider Robertson came up with Callahan for his books. Oh, that's where I know. Yeah. obsidian. Okay. No, we... Oh, wait, no, we can't do it downward facing, can we? Because... I'll try it upward facing anyway. Maybe it'll work. The idea was I was going to do it as an overhang, but then I forgot. We have bottom slabs here, so we can't actually do that. Not easily anyway. Maybe we get up top and do it and then get back down and fiddle around and we'll just see how this looks first. Actually, it might help us. Because without the overhang, or without the double overhang, it looks too skinny. With the double overhang, it takes away from the taper shape that we get going on. So maybe doing the upward facing trapdoors will give us some thickness back without doing the overhang to extreme. And actually, yes. That's just about perfect. Still needs some lighting to hang off it. Corners of the big overhang, I think. We can just put some lanterns up. Don't want to overdo it. Yeah, we're getting somewhere. Maybe a glowstone hidden in the top up there, actually, as well.
Hey, pat on the back! Pat on the back for this guy!
Lion Cake Gaming coming in with that 9-month Twitch baby sub. Thank you very much, Spam Love.
Boys.
Spam Love in the chat, please. Oh, I forgot. I'm not using my custom texture pack, so the glowstone's gone back to being ugly. Oh well, we'll try it anyway. Ooh. No end rods. Right, 10 lanterns left. That's enough to get done what we need to get done. Richie Bitbat, handlebars of Barkeep's name. Oh, that rings a bell too. No, don't know where I know it from. Oh, here, Garbo truck though. Exclamation but Garbo. Did the lights work? I don't think they worked, did they? Supposed to flash. Let me do it manually. There we go. Now they work. Garbo! No idea why that doesn't work. Calheim was a protagonist in Big Hero 6. Formation's last series. Well, I don't know it then. I don't watch much Formation stuff. Barker, how you doing? Alright, I'm going to take a quick break. Do I want to make another coffee? No, I think I'm good. I'm just going to take a real quick break, refill my water bottle, take a leak, be right back.